For the first time, a Suzuki rider has not had 4 successive podiums since the legendary Kevin Schwantz back in 1994. So, clock ticking down, 6 minutes to go until this young man starts. Is it a mere formality that JOAN MIR will be crowned the 2020 MotoGP World Champion? We're about to find out. Encouragement, fist bumps from his crew. Jack Miller starting from the front row. The big pre-race favourite, Petronas Yamaha SRT rider. Does this somehow go on to Portimao next week? 37 points. Up right now, lights out in Valencia. Good start there from Franco Morbidelli, but here comes Jack Miller on the decant of JOAN MIR, who's been picked off. Quattararo's just gone to the car park. Fabio Quattararo, an early disaster for him. He was out. It's just gone through on Polispargaro as well. It's Morbidelli who leads. Quattararo's his championship just been blown there on the approach to turn 2 already. Turn 6, all safely done so far. There is JOAN MIR then, just behind Maverick Vinales. In the race now, in the zone, try and just concentrate on what's ahead of him, work it out corner by corner, and then the championship. So hot at turn number 2, he did actually well to stop it before he got to the fence. There is MIR then at the moment, on course to be world champ, keeping his end of the bargain by leading the Grand Prix. Across the line, a complete lap 1, Morbidelli it is that leads then from Miller and Polispargaro. At present, JOAN MIR, no real problem, 10th place would be fine as it stands. Yeah, just what he would have wanted, Steve. A drama can bed himself into the race. He'll be a little bit more relaxed now. Cool, he was a bit wide into turn 4 though, as we were following him with the Spargaro. Can you believe it? The man who dominated the first 2 races at the moment. 4th. Oh, I hope you're 14th. There isn't a 2020 Yamaha inside the top 12 at this moment in time. There is Brad Binder. He had nowhere to go. That's why he had to do that. It was so cramped and tight into turn 2 that he... Yeah, right now MIR still comfortable in that 10th place. Quite happy just to sit about a quarter of a second behind Aleix Espargaro ahead of him, away from the fastest lap there, Binder, so he's got good pace. Through turn 4, which can be such a tricky corner to navigate. Leader JOAN MIR. The good thing here for MIR is that he's got nobody breathing down his neck. There's quite a decent gap back to every move up the inside of him at this stage of the race, so he's quite comfortable in terms of the threat coming from behind. Too deep into turn 1, and so Franco Morbidelli is in exactly the position he wanted to be in. To 4th in the standings before the old vocal cords decided to go AWOL for a split second. I know, how bizarre. From Morbidelli, a 31.5, the fastest lap of the race for the race leader. Is this... It's creeping up, isn't it, the heart rate monitor? And Davide Brivio doesn't know what to do with himself, does he? He's just up behind Alex Rins, who's not yet been able to find a way through on Johann Zarco. Franco Morbidelli has showed, and he's in the rhythm. He can be untouchable. Yeah, it's almost like Jorge Lorenzo. Jack Miller at the moment, just under 0.4 of a second back. He's got about 0.3 to Polispargaro. They're all ganging up now behind in 10th. At the moment, he'd have worked out on his head. He'll know exactly what's going on in terms of the championship, and he'll know he can see Rins, so he'll know that he Marquez. So that's another position recovered for Fabio after his off-track excursion on the first lap. It's another 31.4 now from back in front of them, disrupting their high corner speed, fast lines. That's what they can do. The problem now for Fabio Quattararo is... And MIR, you'll see Fabio Quattararo bolting right in a moment. Oh yeah, he's trying to thread the needle there, wasn't he? Fabio Quattararo, blocks flowing out of the helmet that features his 2 nations, Italy and Brazil. Yamahas at the moment though are nowhere. Vinales 12. Here comes Rins. He had to make a move on Zarco, but he's gone wide and deep. Is he going to be able to... Down the straight, and he's now got Brad Binder swarming all over his rear tyre. Oh, Zarco's gone down. He's asked too much of the front end. And MIR, Simon, some thoughts on turn 1. Is that a wind-affected crash, do you think, maybe? Yes, exactly what I was going to say. I think the guys that are running wide there, and... Good point, well made. Zarco out there, and that gives another place to JOAN MIR. To further back, Fabio Quattararo as well, to clinch the title this afternoon. At least his crew chief, Frankie Carcetti's still able to stand in the garage and watch the action, Steve, I think. Find a way through and past Taka Nakagami. We're on board, though, with the World Championship leader. We've talked so often about this show, and Miguel, track limits warning now. Oh, he's down, and that's it, it's over. Oh. It's completely over now. It's been an absolute nightmare. Yamaha can put a more competitive M1 underneath him when he moves to the factory team next year. He was offline there a bit, wasn't he? He was. As a result of that right now. He had an absolute horrendous time in the 2 Aragon races. He's had a nightmare here today.
As it stands, Mir would be the champion. The man who's just on that last lap, rather worryingly. They're trying to get this bike fixed, but it doesn't really matter. It's all done.
Fabio Quartararo, nothing has gone his way here this weekend. He said they've been so off the pace, so out of kilter with the setup. They've tried more changes this weekend, and that deep he's nearly struck oil.
Alex Rins desperate still to find a way through on Nakagami, but can't get through. Coming into turn 14, yes there is. Up the inside it will be the classic block pass, and Alex Rins, very close to the action.
We've not even reached half race distance yet.
And Yales would still be in fourth in the championship as things stand. There's still no... Rossi is scrapping with Cal Crutchlow at the moment.
Jack Miller doing his utmost to hang in there. Full credit to him. He's still doing...
Now, isn't he, Alex Rins? The problem he's got, of course, when he needs to finish on the podium, is he's got about 3 seconds to make up now. Just be running into a bit of trouble tyre wear wise at this particular moment. Here's Aleix Espargaro, he's in 8th, on board up to 8th. He's through the number 36 on Aleix Espargaro.
Perfect time to ride on board then with the potential. Rubbing the hair, hasn't he now, Davide Brivio? 16 laps then now between JOAN MIR and 2020 MotoGP glory. Aleix Espargaro on the factory Aprilia. Aleix Espargaro was raging a one-man campaign to get Dobby to sign that contract off in the second half of the season. It's been really, really tough to see.
Yeah, it has. It's not championship as it stands. He'd have a 28-point lead, which would be enough to wrap it all up.
And to 1.1 seconds, so there is big life left in Nakagami's podium challenge.
Cal Crutchlow here in 13th. Just
I'll see about half a second, 0.6 of a second away from the front running pace. These two, of course, he'll be trying to help Valentino Rossi out next season as the official Yamaha test rider, one of the greatest British riders in MotoGP, and Cal Crutchlow among those absolute legends from the UK.
On board will find his way onto a MotoGP podium for the first time. There's plenty of life left in this race yet for him to be able to catch down Pol Espargaro once more.
Yeah, there's now a bit of breathing space for Mir then just ahead of Aleix Espargaro and Alex Marquez, who's going to be feeling very second-hand. A bruising, vicious high side yesterday, and he's wide into turn 1 zone for that first corner, and he'll be hoping that adrenaline can get him through the checkered flag here, the younger Marquez.
Nico Cecchinello watching on, desperate for his rider to get that first ever podium.
Yeah, there's been a couple of fourth places, haven't there? So over 11 laps to hunt down Pol Espargaro. Has he still got time and pace to really get in the battle potentially for second?
With a 9/10 lead over Jack Miller and Pol Espargaro, and then it's the Honda of Takaki Nakagami. Reaction 2019 spec, Ducati, KTM, Honda, Suzuki. Just behind then is Oliver. It's 8/10 now.
Yeah.
A round of applause there from Fonzie Nieto.
Yeah, Jack Miller's riding brilliantly at the moment to making, is he? But Miller then still sensing that there's a race win up for grabs for him as well. 0.8 of a second the gap.
Key on his pit board of what the situation is. Now, Yamahas have in the past been known to fade a bit towards the end of time. Since we saw him on the top step, that Assen win in 2016, but he was Ducati before he moves to the factory team in 2021. The gap down to 7/10 now. That's more like it. Dobby makes a move on Aleix Espargaro. He goes up once.
He's riding right now. Absolutely sensational job by him. He's on that medium front tyre as well, which you've got to feel is going for it now, isn't he? This is going to be the move. Here he comes up the inside at turn 14.
He's down! Oh! He's down, and he almost wipes Pol Espargaro with Nakagami. He had the speed. He didn't need to make the move there. With 8 laps to go, he had so much more rear grip than Pol Espargaro, and he almost took Pol Espargaro with him.
Oh, Taka Nakagami. Oh, look at that.
Pol Espargaro did so well to avoid that.
I'd no more. Gravity took over, and it's another golden chance. Taka Nakagami, he blew it in Aragon on the very first lap from pole position, 5 yards, and then dumped it.
What that now means is Mir is in 7th. And would still be back. Jack Miller's trying everything he can to claw that gap back. There's 8 laps left. It's 7/10 of a second. It'd be a very, very popular winner, that's for sure.
It really would. It really would. Pramac Ducati boss Francesco Guido. So far, the gap 6/10. It's game on here in Valencia, folks. Franco Morbidelli. Now, Pol Espargaro He's got a bit of a breather now. Taki Nakagami's dumped it at the final corner. He's 1.2 seconds clear of Alex Rins.
We'll see what the gap looks like. Jack Miller chasing down his first win in Ducati colours.
They've had some famous Aussies do the business for Ducati down the years, particularly MotoGP. Casey Stoner, of course.
He's pushing, he's so pushing that front end, is Jack Miller, trying to claw any half a tenth he can find here or there. To try and catch someone like Franco when he's not putting a foot wrong. You've just got to make sure everything you do is absolutely precise.
Well, that's for sure.
0.6 it is over the line. He's been told it's half a second, so let's see how he responds.
That's Miller.
Everything A-OK with 6 laps to go for JOAN MIR.
Fair play to Mir as well, he's still through.
A little bit further behind these guys, you can see Paul Espargaro. Brad Binder is actually...
Miller's got it down to 0.4 of a second. It's coming down corner by corner. He's creeping ever closer.
Trying to hunt down Franco Morbidelli to become the 10th different winner in 13.
It's been very much the year of the independent team this year with Petronas Yamaha SRT.
But for Alex Rins, in terms of fighting Mir, he could still yet finish second overall. At this moment, he's got to defend.
Good as well, of course, they're top of the team championship. Suzuki on course to be Constructor Kings for the first time since 19.
There's now 2 laps left here in Valencia, and Morbidelli is putting on and being told everything's fine.
Yes.
Don't worry, calm down, the championship will be yours.
Thumbs up, job done so far. He has not put those. He's within touching distance of pure and utter delirium.
Doesn't look like that. It looks like it's a lot less as they come through sector 2 shortly. Can Jack Miller do anything about Franco Morbidelli?
Because Miller continues to try and get that elusive dry race victory for
alongside him, because there is a hell of a speed difference between these two motorcycles.
And Miller's been exceptional over the crest here through medium front tyre. The drive now is going to be crucial onto this straight. And he's close, he's very, very close.
He's coming through like a rocket, and he leads! Can he get the bike stopped into turn 1?
With the wind behind him, and it believes he's braking extra late. No, Morbidelli pinches it back.
On the cut back, that was lovely. Morbidelli then is saying, I'm not giving this one.
Yeah, Jack Miller then. Morbidelli at turn 5. There's no room there, but he finds room. Brilliant. How aggressive was that from Franco Morbidelli?
Got another half of it to go. Mir's on his final lap. To MotoGP glory. I thought there was a move coming there into turn 8, but he thinks better.
Turn number 11. He's going to try and line it up through turn 10. Is he going to be close enough? Here we go. Oh no! They almost touch. How close was that? Now that
was a clever defensive move from Franco Morbidelli into turn 11, and Jack's now got to somehow find any time at all. I don't think he's out of the last corner. Here comes Miller in the slipstream.
He needs some Ducati power.
He's not. Morbidelli wins in Valencia. Is the world champion of 2020 in MotoGP.
What a race in Valencia for 2020 MotoGP world champion for the first time in 20 long years for the factory. 2020 MotoGP world champion, 7th place in Valencia, and he's done it.
Celebrations begin from here.
Welcome. I was biting my nails. What was it like for you? What a ride.
Yeah, it was crazy. Could he change the ball? I said, we can win next race here in Valencia, and yeah, I'm so happy we did that.
Big congratulations to you.
Franco Morbidelli and Jack Miller very, very shortly. But the celebrations begin for this young man from Mallorca. 40 points adrift, and he has turned it round in stunning, stunning form.
Just fantastic scenes. Thomas Coma, Tito back, Francesco Guidotti, I'm sure, a very happy Pramac Ducati man. His man Jack Miller threw everything to try and win that Grand.
Francesco. Oh, okay, he's with the boss, sorry.
For JOAN MIR, it's the golden number 1, the first rider, of course, to win Moto3 and MotoGP. Release now, it's just all unbridled joy for JOAN MIR. Absolutely incredible
lap from Morbidelli and Miller, but here we go. Let's start the fireworks here
in second MotoGP race. We can see what it meant to Franco Morbidelli as well to hang on in such dramatic fashion. Alex
in MotoGP.
There's tears inside that factory Suzuki garage as well. The fireworks have gone off, the smoke bombs have gone off. The race in Jerez wiped out, of course, in Brno by Iker Lecuona. The first Suzuki rider title since Kenny Roberts Jr. Spectacular stand-up wheelies coming in then from JOAN MIR. This is the moment.
The Suzuki man. That 100th anniversary livery. has got what it deserves in what has been an...
Just quickly flicking through social media already. Class act Marc Marquez has already tweeted his congratulations, and what a future he has in the MotoGP World Championship in Parc Ferme, ladies and gentlemen. The Suzuki team long into the night here. I'm not sure when they're travelling to Portimao. Maybe they'll be delaying that trip. There'll be some hangovers and some...
JOAN MIR, nothing in comparison to what I think we're going to see tonight.
And what about the tough times for Suzuki? They went into self-imposed exile, who's put together this unbelievably tight-knit team. Ken Kawachi and Shinichi Sahara, who've done fantastic behind the scenes into this GSX-RR, which is now, without any question, the best motorcycle in motor.
Family and friends all in tears for JOAN MIR.
You can just see there in the background. And you can see there Franco Mancini with the spectacles, one of Suzuki's former MotoGP World Champions. That was such an important part of the backroom team here in MotoGP.
These guys can't believe it. You've got to just say,
that's Federico
JOAN MIR at the end of this as well, and he's partly responsible for Suzuki being in the shape that it's in as well, the development that he's put into. His mother apparently is inconsolable. She's absolutely delighted, but happy tears for her.
Who can blame her? Who can blame her? This week he can relax. There is the tweet we just mentioned. Marc Marquez, the outgoing MotoGP World Champion, passes on his
Morbideli. I've got to say, what a gentleman, thank you so much. This is the greatest show. That was an
Miller. What a day it's been for the M boys. Morbideli, Miller on the podium in a 1-2, and MIR is your MotoGP World Champion. And straight away, what is he, 50 metres over the line? And all the emotion comes flooding out. Well, Kevin was back in Texas tuning in to watch this moment of history for Suzuki
from 2000 and
for grabs. Unforgettable scenes, unforgettable moments.
That's
there
lovely.
Is Sylvain Gintli as well, has been working here for tribute to the work that Sylvain Gintli has put in to make this GSX-RR such a formidable package in MotoGP.
Well, there'll be some noise from that garage here tonight.
There's been